Okay, so we're back with a new kind of video today where I've picked out a car from the comment section of one of my last videos and I'm gonna do a build on it live. I'm gonna walk through my tune, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and then we're gonna take it to the Juggernaut drag strip and race it against a couple people, kind of like in that other series of videos I've been doing, and kind of combine the two with still tuning and showing off my racing on simulation. So without further ado, let's hop into the car, and the car in choice today is the Ford GT. I'll put the comment on the screen right now. Thank you for that. And I already have a build for one, but I'm going to start from scratch. We're going to get in the car. I don't think we're going to change the color because I love this blue that it has on it. And I'll put timestamps in the description. If you don't want to watch the build, you just want to watch the races, you can jump right to those. But let's get into this one. So first thing we're going to do is customize. We'll change the terrain so it's all-wheel drive. With lots of these supercars or hypercars, there's no option to change the engine for whatever reason. So that's why I always recommend, if you're getting into tuning, start on one of these supercars. It's a lot easier when there's not so many options. It doesn't seem as daunting. Bugattis are really good to start on. I think the Bugatti Veyron was my first ever car. So right now, what I'm doing is I put on the race style wheels, so we get a lot more grip, and I widen them so we get better on that cornering. And then I just put on the lightest rims on the game. That's kind of just the rims I put on every car. It's all up to preference. Wheel stands it out as far as possible here. Again, helps with that cornering. This just unlocks all the specific gearing. So fine tuning everything that comes afterwards, you need to put all this on to unlock that. Rally suspension, then we'll drop it in the rear. Same thing as always, put all this on, skip the extra roll cage because that just adds weight, and then we'll bump all this up to race spec, and this is pretty standard. With my tunes, I generally go for top speed, and that just leads us to do everything the same for most cars. So we'll drop that in, and we don't add a ton of horsepower because we didn't get to change the engine up, but 910, it's not amazing. This car is a really high top speed though, and still strong acceleration. So you'll see. We're gonna install all this. 991, this car unfortunately does not make it to X class, but it's, in my opinion, it really should be. We'll go to tuning, and I am gonna drop my tire pressure like I always do, because this again helps us on those corners, because we stick to the ground that much more. Gearing, I always just start by stretching out the final drive. And just by doing that, it gives us 255-ish. Pull it out a little further. Okay, so it looks like we're going to stick around 255 for now. When we got a little bit more from that. There we go. We'll leave it there. I don't really touch this or this. Springs, again, like I said, we're going to drop the rear because sometimes that adds more speed. In this case, it didn't, so we'll test the middle. Added a bit, so we'll keep it in the middle there, and then we'll go to the aerodynamics, and we'll drop this down towards speed. That should give us a bit more in the rear, so 258. And then diff, I always bump acceleration to 100% on front and rear, deceleration to 0%, and then I generally stick to a 60% split. Doesn't normally hurt the top speed at all. But we're going to install this. This is a pretty good tune for just the basics. It's that quick. You guys can follow along. You'll get the hang of it the more and more you do. Install. And now I will see you guys at the drag strip. We'll do a couple races and enjoy the music in the rest of the video. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. And as always, like and comment if you did enjoy the video or the rest of it. And please turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when I post every single day. Love you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of the video.